Today's Toy Spot, we're having a look at the DC Direct. We're looking at the new 52 Justice League Wonder Woman. I think that really, aside from the Green Lantern and Batman, although I was really a bit disappointed with the Batman, the one I really wanted to get was Wonder Woman. I really liked, and I'm probably going to do a throwback of her, I really like the Wonder Woman standalone series that was from DC Direct. That Wonder Woman is still, by far, my favorite Wonder Woman figure. There's something about some Wonder Woman figures are really, really decent. Of course, by this stage of the game, of course, a $26 figure will get you a figure, looks to be no base, but you get a nice opened windowed box. Very IKEA-like. And down below it says Wonder Woman action figure. On the side is a nice silhouette of Wonder Woman. On the other side is a picture of the figure. Now, I can already tell you, now this is also sculpted by Jack Matthews, I can already tell you what really drew me to getting this figure was this picture. That is a really nice picture of Wonder Woman. I don't know if for some reason, I don't think the figure kind of looks like that, which I'm already starting to feel a little disappointed by. But, yeah. On the back, comics superstars Jeff Johns and Jim Lee make history. As founding member of the Justice League, Diana has no problem keeping up with the boys. The question is, can they keep up with her? Bum, bum, bum. Other figures you can get, Justice League Cyborg, which actually looked pretty good as a figure, and Justice League Darkseid. Now, Darkseid, speculation as to how much Darkseid will actually go for. I don't know if they're going to start the amount at sitting at around 74 like they did with some of the Arkham City figures, or if they're just going to start them right at 54, which seems to be about the price point that a lot of the figures seem to be going at nowadays. Other figures, of course, that you could have picked up, starting with, I believe, Superman was the first one. I obviously picked up Green Lantern. Batman was very disappointing. Flash, really, I did not like the look of Flash. It's that panel lining crap. I just don't like it. Superman, I didn't really like the panel lining either, but it's interesting enough that I would probably consider it. And also Aquaman looked like a very tempting figure to get too. For product info and more, you can go to dccomics.com, or you can also go to a comic shop locator service at comicshoplocator.com. Right there. What I am going to do is take a bit of a break. I'm going to get Diana out of her package here, and what we are going to do is get a better look at the figure. There's definitely more on the way. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. And though she doesn't come with a display stand, the one accessory that Wonder Woman does come with is a sword. A sword. What? Lasso? It's actually, she has her lasso attached to the side here. It's unfortunately not removable. You could probably just break it off, but it's just a piece of plastic. So the figure itself is good. I don't know if I would necessarily say it's as good as I had thought it was going to be. Case in point, I'm going to actually bring the box back in. And I don't know, I just want to show you guys some thoughts that I might have about comparisons between this figure and the, I guess I would assume this to be the prototype image of the figure. The coloring I find is a lot nicer, although again it's a photograph, but I find the coloring is a lot nicer on the picture versus what we actually got in the figure form. This figure is really pale in her complexion, in her skin tone. Also, in the picture, it looks like her hair is just a black, and it almost looks like her eyes are a really nice dark black. There also looks like there is some shading right above her eyes as well. Focus your attention on that, and then I'm just going to move this out of the way, and let's have a look at the actual figure. Now, the figure itself, sculpt-wise, is nice. I really don't have a lot of gripes with the actual figure, but I feel it's not as nice as that of the image that we got on the box. Even in more so, right there, you can see that she's got some really nice, it almost looks like she's got some nice dark coloring on her lips. Again, the shading, so I guess eyeshadow going on there as well. And she's got a much darker tan complexion. This figure doesn't have that. It almost makes it, the sculpt is good, but I almost find like the paint is just too light. Just too light. Having the lips a little darker color and then the shading right above the eyes a little more than what it is here, and giving her that little darker tone in the skin color, I think really would have brought this figure out a lot better. Something about the fact that it's this color of skin color, this flesh color that they used, I don't know, the figure seems good, but it feels almost like it's cheaper looking. And that's probably a horrible description. I also don't, it's one of the only few times as well I'm not a fan of the blue wash. They've put a lot of blue wash on this hair. That had they just kept it and toned it down, just toned it down, guys. We don't have to go so crazy. We don't have to go so crazy on the wash, the blue wash. They could have easily just kept that all black. Or maybe had done like some sort of maybe darker gray blue or something like that, and only sporadically put it across her hair, not all over her hair. The suit itself is nice. I like being this is the updated Wonder Woman suit. This is actually one of my favorite updates to the new 52 designs. I really like the look of her suit. It keeps it pretty consistent to the way she had it before, but it just gives it a much more updated look. I almost feel like ultimately the looks, the designs of the other costumes will no doubt get changed back, which is unfortunately always the fate of whenever a new storyline starts or they decide to revamp a character. They always give them a new suit, or they give her a new suit. The best example I could probably think of is, if anyone remembers the armored Captain America suit. How atrocious was that? Yeah, I would imagine the same thing's going to happen in New 52. It's probably going to go for a certain period of time, and then Superman's going to go back to his classic trunks. Wonder Woman, on the other hand, I like the look of her trunks, and I like the look of her outfit as a whole. She looks really, really good. We can put the sword into her hand. Unfortunately, she only has the one hand that's open, at least. The other hand is closed. So we just finagle that into her hand, like so. And you have Wonder Woman with her sword. You would almost imagine that she could get some real dynamic poses with it, but sadly, the one thing that this figure also does sacrifice is articulation. She has pretty good articulation right around this area here, but then when you get further down, something else too, if you look at the actual package, the actual box that she came in, the stars on her lower torso are much more predominant than the ones on the actual figure. Now you can make these stars more visible, but you have to tip her body quite a bit further back to get that to happen. Looks a little awkward, looks a lot awkward, so of course you're going to want to move it a little forward to get it just right. In the way of her articulation though, Wonder Woman's head is on a ball joint, and despite the fact that she has as much hair as she does, you can still get a lot of movement out of the actual hair, or actually out of the actual head. Her shoulders are on a pin and socket, so of course they move out. They would rotate all the way around as well. The bicep rotates all the way around. The elbow will bend at a single joint. I believe she does also have, no she doesn't. She has no articulation in the wrists, which is a shame. And then when you get around here, she has nothing. She has the upper, well, I shouldn't say that because really the legs are what gives her the articulation on the waist side. That the legs go forward and back, they bend at the knee, and no swivel or anything in the feet. Nice figure, but I almost feel like something's missing with it. And I think really this is also a good example that prototype picture looks really awesome. When we get the actual figure, I kind of feel like it could have been better and they just went with something instead. Wonder Woman, though, I still, as much as Spot has knocked the figure, it's still a good Wonder Woman figure. And I would say of the ones that I own, I would probably rank her of the top 3. I would still put the Wonder Woman standalone series, I would put that Wonder Woman definitely as number 1. But this one here, I could easily put as probably number 2 or number 3. Wonder Woman from the new 52 Justice League, I'm going to give her an 8.5. Not really a lot wrong with the figure, but I just feel like had it looked as good as the prototype picture, it would have been a really nice figure. Today's Toy Spot, however, we were having a look, of course, at the DC Direct, the new 52 Justice League Wonder Woman. Thanks for watching, guys. Certainly stick around, and as always, let me know down below your thoughts on this figure. Perhaps also give me a rating as to what you would grade this figure yourself. And I'll see you guys next time.